Well, hi everybody. I want to welcome you to our first ever slideshow slash video. And so we are sending out a survey to parents today. And the survey is to really get an idea of how many students are coming back to school and how many are coming back for our hybrid model and how many are coming back for our online model. And so I want to kind of just go through those options with you today and give you an idea of what they will look like so you can make an informed decision as you fill out the survey. For those that don't know me and are new to East Orient, I am James Milliken, a day school principal, and been here for the last 7 school years. And it's been an honor to be your principal. And I've never quite done a slideshow like this before, and hopefully this will be the last time I need to do one like this. But this information today is to really help you make a decision about what to do with your students for the rest of the school year. Know that any information shared today inside this slideshow is taken from or guidance from our Oregon Department of Education. And it's also important to know that things change, and that as guidance changes, then some of these pieces also might change. There are 2 options for parents as we go back to school. There's the EGBSD, and that is 100% online, and it's going to look very much like it is today. The other option, if you choose, is the hybrid in-person model. This is like the back-to-school building model, and this is where the reason it's called hybrid is because it's not coming back to school 5 days a week. It's partly online and it's partly in the building. And so the hybrid student would be in the building 2 days a week, either Monday or Tuesday or Thursday, Friday. And then the other 3 days will be joining the EGBSD students for online learning. I think it's important to be upfront and let parents know that part of this whole back to school is there's probably a likelihood that your kid will not have the same teacher. And that is because of staffing and because of which students are choosing which model. And we need to figure out how we're going to staff both models here at East Orient. And the student that is in the hybrid model for Monday and Tuesday will have the EGBSD online teacher as their teacher for the Thursday and Friday. And potentially the Wednesday too. So the EGBSD model, I want to just kind of look through that a little bit and give you some of the pieces that might be helpful as you make that decision. Like, what's it going to look like? It's going to look very much like it is today. Like, you're going to have our kindergarten, first, second grade students really utilizing the same tools, the Google platform, the Seesaw platform. And then everyone else is going to be using the Google Classroom suite, just like they are. And so it's going to look a lot like what it is today. Also, the lunch and breakfast are going to be offered still for all of our EGBSD students. There will be, for those online students, a Wednesday. There's going to be the wellness center as it is today with your music and your PE and your library. All of that is going to be virtual. And again, it's going to be very much like it is. You're going to continue to have if you have a student that receives special education services, they'll continue to get those online. And if you have a student that receives English language development instruction, that too will be offered online. And then we'll also be continuing with our essential materials deliveries or pickups, where parents come and pick up materials to help support the online learning. The hybrid instructional model, and this is the one that I think the EGBSD is pretty cut and dry. It's going to be really similar to what we're doing. Chances are there might be a different teacher involved, but the platforms are all going to be the same, and for the most part, the same timelines as far as when to check in for learning throughout the day. The hybrid is a little different and a little more involved, and this is where we might have a lot more questions. So when kids do come back, and this is good to know, like when you're sending your kiddo to school, say for Monday and Tuesday, if you're in the A cohort, they'll have to wear their masks because students and staff will be wearing their masks all day except for when they eat breakfast and lunch. And masks will be provided. We'll be providing 2 masks for all of our students, and they'll have some on the bus as well. But students can wear their own masks too. So I've seen a lot of fun masks out there. So kids can bring their own fun masks from home too. Socially distancing, so there'll be lots of that. Classrooms obviously have been pared down. There'll be a lot fewer students inside the classroom to allow for social distancing inside the learning environment. Also cohorting, which means creating a closed group of kids. We're going to try and keep those as small as possible, and we'll have some safety protocols, including social distancing, in place for that cohort as they travel throughout the building, and that includes not only the building but also the bus. Contact tracing, so student ID cards will be given to students to use as they get here. So basically when they arrive at school, they'll have a designated door, and they'll be using their badge to check in, and then they'll also, when they leave, they'll be going out the same door and then checking out with their badge as well. And that just basically gives a little documentation of when they've arrived and when they've left, and really helps with the contact tracing. Obviously, hand washing and sanitizing is going to be expected throughout the day, and there's going to be lots of soapy water and lots of sanitizer throughout the day. And it is important to know that health and safety is our highest priority. So we're going to be limiting the number of people throughout the day. So there will be no, volunteers, unfortunately, and visitors in our hallways and classrooms. And so they'll be eating lunch from their classroom, and they will be going out to recess with just their cohort in a particular zone inside the playground. And so that will all be in place. They will be having their PE and their music and their guidance and library lessons all inside the classroom virtually. So that is going to be a part of the hybrid. This is a nice visual of what it's going to look like for the week. So it's taken, say, a cohort A student as an example. So Monday and Tuesday, they'll be in school here in the building at 8:30 and leaving at 2 o'clock. And inside that day, they'll have a reduced class size. They will have online small groups, as well as time with the teacher inside the classroom, and their meals will be in their rooms. And recess will be outside, especially those dry days. The cohort A on Wednesdays will have basically what it looks like today. They'll have their PE, their library, their guidance, online and applied learning times. And then they'll also, on their Thursday and Friday, they'll have an 8:30 to 2 o'clock online day. And again, that will look similar to what it is today. So that is kind of where hopefully this helps you kind of see the span of a week and what the commitment is and what the decision involves. This particular chart just kind of gives you an idea of what it highlights particular pieces of each model, and then what does both models have. Both models do have live and recorded online instruction through Google Classroom or Seesaw. There'll be a lot of daily community building and social and emotional learning for students. In the morning times, there'll be scheduled ELD and special education services for both models. PE, music, and media will be provided through the Wellness Center online for both models. And then also breakfast and lunch is available for both models. One thing to know too, that in both models there'll be daily health surveys that will be asked of parents before they come to school, so we know that they are well enough to be here. So that is pretty much it. I hope that was helpful when you start to think about the decision you need to make for your kids. It's not an easy decision. I understand that. Please know that if you have any questions, are thoughts, concerns, I am here. My number is here. My email address is here. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and if there's something that I can do about your specific needs, I will do my very best to do that. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me and to walk through this presentation with me. I will be attaching this without the video, just in case you want to kind of move through the material after this, maybe in a more speedier way. Hope you're all well, and I wanted to take this time to wish you all a happy new year. All right, bye-bye.